Okay, let's briefly talk about things that happened in Georgia. Actually, I didn't obviously talk about it like a week ago, a couple of weeks ago when it was happening. Protests in Georgia because, well, because what? Because Georgia is also to a degree occupied by Russians, in sense that there is a part. It's like this is kind of a similar thing that was happening in Ukraine. In Georgian parliament, there is a pro-Russian coalition, basically pro-Russian party kind of a thing, right? Um, and basically, they tried to do something outrageous, and people weren't happy about it. Let's put it that way, right? There were protests, tear gas, things like riots on the street. I don't think it happened for like a long time. I'm not sure if it's happening now. Um, right? But Georgians, they went to the streets basically. Um, basically, in Georgian parliament, they tried to put the law in place about the same in the same kind of a manner that Russia has it about foreign agents, meaning that if you are like a non-commercial organization, not government, non-commercial organization, right? And also like mass media. Um, if you get in more than 20% of your finances from like foreign sources, you need to basically, they would put like more control on you. You would have, I think, like you would have probably some additional burden of like paperwork, things like that. You would have to probably put like Russia does it. You need to put if you are in the foreign agent list, you can't like access um, certain basically advertisers, and you have to always like put like a flag basically saying, oh, this media is not the media, this message is created by foreign agent organization, all the kind of garbage like that. And um and basically Georgian Dream, as this is a party name, and pro Russian Power of People Party, they sort of put it into the parliament, and obviously that caused lots of frustration amongst Georgians. And then they kind of, after those protests, they kind of quietly sort of took it down, but not really, because like they didn't go through correct procedures. So once the law is introduced into the parliament, you can't just like revoke it. You can't just take it back. It needs to get voted no, and that didn't happen as far as I at least understood. Um, at least like it wasn't voted like in a sort of final. I guess like in there's like a two-tier system as far as I can understand, and basically it wasn't voted properly. No, they kind of just sort of said they backtrack and said like, oh yeah, okay, people apparently don't like it, so whatever. The thing is obviously like I'm assuming anyway there are like organizations who sponsor media um, from like European Union or United States and whatnot, right? Like, because lots of people in Georgia, especially younger people, this is the same as it was in Belarus. Lots of them want to be with Europe, not with Russia, because they see what Russia brings: death, destruction, corruption. What else? Just garbage, basically, right? People want to be with European Union again in Georgia and in Belarus, in Ukraine, obviously, because they had this whole now association with European Union because they can travel even there without visas, which is amazing, which is something that I wished I had. Things like that, basically. But yeah, um, Georgia right now is kind of occupied by also, at least to a degree, by pro-Russian forces, basically. And so people just don't want that this whole thing to escalate to a degree where, yeah, to a degree where they would be like really under Russian control. And even like what is it called? The State Department of United States said that they might sanction Georgian authorities because of that particular law. If it would be passed, even though like people are like clearly protesting against it. It's just interesting sort of development that it's an interesting development in terms of we can see like there are events happening right now, which were like once in areas which were once sort of under Russian influence. Moldova is a good example. There's like little things are happening in that country right now, or whatever. Somebody blows up some whatever, like a what was it? Like they're like, I think there was like a Ministry of Defense or some little like terract here and there happening there. Some little fucking thing happening in Georgia. Some little thing happening in like Belarus, wherever. Some little thing happening here. Like you can like if you look basically at the map, obviously like some things are like happening in like Azerbaijan or like in Armenia, that kind of region. You can clearly see the hand of Russia in all of those cases, clearly. And in some cases, they're not even hiding it. Like I'm saying, in Georgia with this like pro-Russian party. Some don't even hide it. And it's so clearly that Russia sort of grasps for influence in those areas that do not want to do with them anymore, anything to do with them anymore. Regions, again, like Moldova, Georgia, without dictator, it would be Belarus as well, Ukraine, obviously. They don't want to do anything with Russia. All of those states, countries, whatever, regions, they want to escape the influence, mostly anyway. Younger people, for sure, want their country to escape the influence of Russia, stop this whole corrupt regimes and whatnot, politicians, and move towards the democratic, free Europe. And it's so clearly, like I'm saying, that those senile fucks from KGB, like Putin, like all his mafia, they're just grasping for influence. Those 60 plus, 70 plus years old fucks who should be in the grave already. They're just trying to claw back their fucking influence, but they got none. They're trying, but the younger generation sees through all of that fucking bullshit. Because they have internet. They can read stuff, especially if they were smart enough to learn English, so they can actually verify the sources. So they can read stuff that is published by like independent media, not just like pro-Russian in Russian language propaganda garbage shit. So yeah. But yeah, that happened, and it was kind of interesting. And like I'm saying, I didn't follow through like the story particularly well. And I don't really know like what's happening there right now. I've seen at least that after some time, like after a few days of those posts again, like at least that particular law seems like get backtracked, but like I said, not particularly kind of correctly. So there's sort of still time to for the story to develop, I guess. But yeah, and the police actually freed all those people who were detained basically during those protests. So I think there were thousands of people actually detained. No, it says 133, but I'm pretty sure I've read about like, okay, maybe I'm like overthinking this. But basically, apparently they freed all those people who protested, who got detained, and I guess it all kind of quieted down in a way, because there was apparently no news after basically like whatever 10th of March or something like that. So yeah, I can only like hope that it just stopped, and Georgian politicians did realize that that shit will not fucking fly, and it's great, and it's absolutely great, and I'm really happy for Georgia. If that's like how the story basically ended, the government tried to do some shit, the people went to the streets and showed like, no, it's not gonna fucking fly, and the government said, well, okay, me sorry. If that's how it is, great. I'm fucking happy for Georgia. Okay.